Good morning. My name is David Okun. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and thank you everybody who have been uh, subscribing to my channel, who have been watching my videos, everybody who have been supporting me, sharing my videos, um, clicking like, clicking notification bell, and leaving comment. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed thank you to those who have subscribed to me, and those who didn't subscribe. I appreciate you visiting to look around. Today we are going to talk about the United Kingdom in terms of the cost of living crisis which has been happening across the globe, and including the United Kingdom. We have been talking mainly about the United Kingdom in relation to the cost of living crisis. From the beginning, I said I'm going to look at the cost of living crisis in different perspectives. Today, we are going to look at culture in the United Kingdom, the culture of the United Kingdom, which has been influenced by many factors, including the nation's island status, its history as a Western liberal democracy and a major power, as well as being a political union of 4 countries, with each preserving elements of distinctive traditions, customs, and symbolism. This is culture. You talk about traditions which are distinct customs, traditions, customs, and symbolism. So culture is big in the United Kingdom. Culture is big across the globe. As a result, the British Empire, British influence can be observed in the language, culture, and legal system of many of its former colonies. In particular, the United States, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and Ireland, a common culture that is known today as the Anglosphere. The Anglosphere. That is the commonality, including different peoples and their roots. And so, the historian Paul Johnson has called the United Kingdom-United States relations the cornerstones of the modern democratic world order. The substantial cultural influence of the United Kingdom has led to it being described as the cultural superpower. Colorful terms to describe what is Britain. A global opinion poll for the BBC showed the United Kingdom ranked the 3rd most positively viewed nation in the world, behind Germany, Canada in 2013 and 2014. We're looking at literature. British literature, which are those portraits believed to depict William Shakespeare. British literature refer to literature associated with the United Kingdom, the Isle of Man, and the Channel Islands. Most British literature is in the English language. In 2005, some 206,000 books were published in the United Kingdom, and in 2006, it was the largest publisher of books in the world. The English playwright and poet William Shakespeare is widely regarded as the greatest dramatist of all time. 20th century English crime writer Agatha Christie is the best-selling novelist of all time. 12 of the top 25 of 100 novels by British writers chosen by a BBC poll of global critics were written by women. These included works by George Eliot, Virginia Woolf, Charlotte and Emily Bronte, Mary Shelley, Jane Austen, Doris Lessing and Zadie Smith. Scotland's contributions include author Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, Sir Walter Scott, J.M. Barrie, Robert Louis Stevenson, and poet Robert Burns. More recently, Hugh McDiarmid and Neil M. Gunn contributed to the Scottish Renaissance with grimmer works from Ian Rankin and Ian Banks. Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, was UNESCO's first worldwide city of literature. Welsh literature includes Britain's oldest known Wye Goodwin, which was composed most likely in the 6th century. It was written in Cumbric or Old Welsh and contains is the earliest known reference to King Arthur. The Arthurian legend was further developed by Geoffrey of Monmouth. Poet Dafydd ap Gwilym feature FL 1320 to 1370 is regarded as one of the greatest European poets of his age. Daniel Owen is credited as the first Welsh language novelist publishing Rhys Lewis in 1885. The best known of the Anglo-Welsh poets are Dylan Thomas and R.S. Thomas, the latter nominated for the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1996. Leading Welsh novelists of the 20th century include Richard Llewellyn and Kate Roberts. In Irish writers living at a time when all Ireland was part of the United Kingdom include Oscar Wilde, Bram Stoker, and George Bernard Shaw. There have been many authors whose origins were from outside the United Kingdom but who moved to the UK. These include Joseph Conrad, T.S. Eliot, Kazuo Ishiguro, Sir Salman Rushdie, and Ezra Pound. Philosophy. British philosophy. Portrait of John Locke of Geoffrey Keller in 1697. The United Kingdom is famous for the tradition of British empiricism, a branch of the philosophy of knowledge that states that only knowledge verified by experience is valid, and Scottish philosophy is sometimes referred to as the Scottish School of Common Sense. The most famous philosophers of British empiricism are John Locke, George Berkeley, and David Hume, while Dougal Stewart, Thomas Reid, and William Hamilton were more are more exponents of the Scottish Common Sense school. Two Britons are also notable for the ethical theory of utilitarianism, or a moral philosophy first used by Jeremy Bentham and later by John Stuart Mill in his short work Utilitarianism. Music of the United Kingdom. Rock music in the United Kingdom. Various styles of music have become popular in the United Kingdom, including indigenous folk music of England, Wales, and Scotland and Northern Ireland. Historically, there was been exceptional Renaissance music from the Tudor period, which masses madrigals and lute music by Thomas Tallis, John Tavener, William Boyd, Orlando Gibbons, and John Dowland. After the Stuart Restoration in an English tradition of dramatic masque, anthems and airs became established, led by Henry Purcell, followed by Thomas Arndt and others. The German-born composer George Frederick Handel became a naturalized British citizen in 1727 when he composed the anthem Zadok the Priest for the coronation of George II. It became the traditional ceremonial music for anointing all future monarchs. Handel's many oratorios, such as his famous Messiah, were written in the English language. Ceremonial music is also performed to mark Remembrance Sunday across the UK, including the traditional music played at the cenotaph. In the second half of the 19th century, as author Sullivan and his librettist W.S. Gibbard wrote their popular Savoy operas. Edward Elgar's wide range of music rivaled that of his contemporaries on the continent. Increasingly, however, composers became inspired by the English countryside and its folk music, notably Gustav Holst, Ralph Vaughan Williams, and Benjamin Britten, a pioneer of modern British opera. Among the many post-war composers, some of the most notable made their own personal choice of music identity. Peter Maxwell Davies, Orkney, Ireland. Boswell, mythological, and John Tavener, religious. You have the group like the Beatles, who are the most commercially successful and critically acclaimed band in popular music, selling over 1 billion records. According to the website of the New Grove Dictionary of Music Musicians, the term pop music originated in Britain in the mid-1950s to describe rock and roll fusion with the new youth music. The Oxford Dictionary of Music states that artists such as the Beatles and the Rolling Stones drove pop music to the forefront of popular music in the early 1960s. In the following years, Britain widely occupied a part in the development of rock music, and Britain acts pioneering hard rock, raga rock, heavy metal, space rock, glam rock, gothic rock, and ska punk. In addition, the British acts developed psychedelic rock and punk rock. Besides rock music, British acts also developed new soul and created dubstep. Pop remains the most popular music genre by sales and streams of singles, with 33.4% of that market in 2016, followed by hip hop and R&B at 24.5%. Rock is not far behind at 22.6%. The modern UK is known to produce some of the most prominent English-speaking rappers, along with the United States, including Stormzy, Colonel Xiang or Zangs, Burn, Rams, Little Sums, and Skepta. Leave a comment below if you know any of these things. The Beatles have international sales of over 1 billion units and are the biggest selling and most influential band in the history of popular music. Other prominent British contributors to have influenced popular music over the last 50 years include the Rolling Stones, Pink Floyd, Queen, Led Zeppelin, the Bee Gees, and Elton John, all of whom have worldwide record sales of 200 million or more. The Brit Awards are the BPI annual music awards, and some of the British recipients of the Outstanding Corporate Contribution to Music Award include The Who, David Bowie, Eric Clapton, Rod Stewart, The Police, the Fleetwood Mac, who are the British American band. More recent UK music acts that would have the international success include George Michael, Oasis, Spice Girls, Radiohead, Coldplay, Arctic Monkeys, Robbie Williams, Amy Winehouse, Amy Winehouse, Susan Boyle, Adele, Ed Sheeran, Louis Capaldi, One Direction, and Harry Styles. A number of UK cities are known for their music. Acts from Liverpool have had 54 UK chart number 1 hit single, more per capita than any other city worldwide. Glasgow's contribution to music was recognized in 2008, and when it was named a UNESCO City of Music. Manchester played a role in the spread of dance music such as acid house, and from the mid-1990s, Britpop. London and Bristol are closely associated with the origin of electronic music subgenres such as drum and bass and trip hop. Birmingham became known as the birthplace of heavy metal, with the band Black Sabbath starting there in the 1960s. Visual art of the United Kingdom. J.M.W. Turner, self-portrait, oil on canvas, century 1799. The history of British visual art form part of history. Major British artists include the Romantic, William Blake, John Constable, Samuel Palmer, and J.M.W. Turner. The portrait patients Joshua Reynolds and Lucian Freud. The landscape artists Thomas Gainsborough and L.S. Lowry. The pioneer of the arts and crafts movement, William Morris. The figurative painter Francis Bacon. The pop artists Peter Blake, Richard Hamilton, and David R. Hockney, the pioneers of conceptual art, movement art, and language. The collaborative duo Gilbert and George, and the abstract artist Howard Hodkin, and the sculptor Anthony Gormley, Hadish Kapoor, and Henry Moore. During the late 1980s and 1990s, the Saatchi Gallery in London helped to bring to public attention a group of multi-genre artists who would become known as the Young British Artists. Damien Hirst, Chris O'Keefe, Rachel Whitbread, Tracy Emin, Mark Wallinger, Stephen McQueen, Sam Taylor Wood, and the Chapman brothers are among the better-known members of these loosely affiliated movements. The Royal Academy in England is a key organization for the promotion of the visual arts in the United Kingdom. Major schools of art in the United Kingdom include the 6 schools: University of the Arts London, which includes the Central St. Martin's College of Arts and Design, the Chelsea College of Art and Design, Goldsmith, University of London, the Slade School of Fine Art, that of University College London, the Glasgow School of Art, the Royal College of Art, the Ruskin School of Drawing and Fine Art, part of the University of Oxford. The Caulfield Institute of Art is the leading center for the teaching of the history of art. Important art galleries in the United Kingdom include the National Gallery, National Portrait Gallery, the Tate Britain, and Tate Modern, the most visited modern art gallery in the world, with around 4.7 million visitors per year. Cinema of the United Kingdom. Alfred Hitchcock has been ranked as one of the greatest and most influential British filmmakers of all time. The United Kingdom, as you could see, has had a considerable influence on the history of the cinema. The British actor Alfred Hitchcock, whose film Vertigo is considered by some critics as the best film of all time, and David Lean are among the most critically acclaimed of all time. Many British actors have achieved international fame and critical success. Some of the most commercially successful films of all time have been produced in the United Kingdom, including 2 of the highest grossing film franchises, Harry Potter and James Bond. Ealing Studios has a claim to being the oldest continuously working film studio in the world. In 2009, the British films grossed around $2 billion worldwide and achieved a market share of around 7% globally and 17% in the United Kingdom. UK box office taking total £944 million in 2009, with around 173 million admissions. The annual British Academy Film Awards are hosted by the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. Cuisine. British cuisine, developed from various influences reflective of inland settlement, arrival of new settlers and immigrants, trade and colonialism. Celtic culture and animal breeding produced a wide variety of foodstuffs for indigenous Celts and Britons. Anglo-Saxon England developed meat and various and savory herb stewing techniques before the practice became common in Europe. Afternoon tea with sandwiches, scones, and cakes. Traditional breakfast in the United Kingdom is usually depicted as full English breakfast with black pudding. Alternatives include Scottish porridge, crumpets, marmalade on toast, or kippers. Traditional snacks or lunch can include the sandwich named after the fourth Earl of Sandwich, Scotch eggs, Cornish pastry, sausage rolls, pork pies, cheese on toast, British soups, jacket potatoes, or ploughman's lunch. Traditional British meals include Sunday roast with Yorkshire pudding, fish and chips, steak and ale pie with mash and chips, also other flavors, casserole, Scotch broth, toad in the hole, Lancashire hot pot, beef stew with dumplings, shepherd's pie, cottage pie, bangers and mash, fish pie, fish cakes, steak and kidney pudding, common eggs, chips and beef Wellington. The British have traditionally had a sweet tooth, and there is a long history of British desserts. Afternoon tea is a light afternoon meal served with tea with milk in tea rooms and hotels around the United Kingdom. The traditional dates back to around 1840. The Norman conquest introduced exotic spices into England in the Middle Ages. The British Empire facilitated the knowledge of Indian cuisine with its strong, penetrating spices and herbs. British cuisine has absorbed the cultural influences of those who have settled in Britain, producing hybrid dishes such as chicken tikka masala. The British have embraced world cuisine and regularly eat recipes or fast food from Europe, the Caribbean, and Asia. The vegan and vegetarian diets have increased in Britain in recent years. In 2021, a survey found that 8% of British respondents eat a plant-based diet, and 46% of the respondents have a favorable view of plant-based diets. Media of the United Kingdom, the Art Deco facade of Broadcasting House in London, headquarters of the BBC, the oldest and the largest broadcaster in the world. The BBC, founded in 1922, is the UK's publicly funded radio, television and internet broadcasting corporation, and is the oldest and largest broadcaster in the world. It operates numerous television and radio stations in the UK and abroad, and its domestic services are funded by the television license. BBC World Service is an international broadcaster owned and operated by the BBC. It is the world's largest of any kind. It broadcasts radio, news, speech, and discussions in more than 40 languages. Other major players in the UK media include ITV plc, which operates 11 of the 15 regional television broadcasters that make up the ITV network, and Sky. The newspapers produced in the United Kingdom include The Times, The Guardian, The Observer, The Economist, The Financial Times. The magazines and journals published in the United Kingdom that have achieved worldwide circulation include Nature, News, Scientist, The Spectator, Prospect, NME Radio Times, and The Economist. London dominates the media sector in the UK. National newspapers and television and radio are largely based there, although Manchester is also a significant national media centre. Edinburgh and Glasgow and Cardiff are important centres of newspaper and broadcasting production in Scotland and Wales, respectively. The UK publishing sector including books, directories and databases, journals, magazines, business media, newspapers, and news agencies are as a combined turnover of around 20 billion pounds and employs around 160,000 people. In 2015, the United Kingdom published 2,710 book titles per million inhabitants, more than any other country, much of this being exported to other Anglophone countries. Britain is therefore the country you should marvel at and really admire for its riches and inheritance. In 2009, it was estimated that individuals viewed a mean of 3.75 hours of television per day and 2.81 hours of radio. In that year, the main BBC public service broadcasting channels accounted for an estimated 28.4% of all television viewing. The three main independent channels accounted for 29.5%, and the increasingly important other satellite and digital channel for the remaining 42.1%. Therefore, these are actually cultural artifacts which are evidencing the prominence of the United Kingdom. Is a country to reckon with. It's a country full of wealth in history, culture, customs, and rules. We have seen across this program, we've seen different elements, and if you watch this video, watch with the others for you to make sense of what we're talking about. We're talking about wealth in culture, media, arts, technology, science, and economy, politics, system of freedom, military system. We have been looking at this. Is actually the estates which form the United Kingdom. It's a big country. It's one of the richest countries on earth. And the point about this is that a country rich in infrastructure, in capital, in people, in culture, Britain, the United Kingdom, are everything you need to keep this country peaceful, to keep this country out of poverty, to keep this country out of the cost of living crisis. This country, as much as we are proud of the United Kingdom, the United Kingdom people needing to be proud of themselves, we should also be ashamed of ourselves that a big and grand country like we have seen on this program should have people languishing in poverty, should have people actually suffering the cost of living. That is the whole point of this program. And I've been trying my best for myself and for those who are viewing this to make sense of what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is simple. Where there is wealth, there should be no poverty. But the UK provides an anomaly. It is abnormal. It's the richest country, one of the richest, the sixth richest country in the world. housing some of the poorest people on earth, suffering the cost of living. Over 90% of the United Kingdom citizens are languishing in poverty. So the government of the UK should wake up, be ashamed of itself, and restore the glory that was Britain and that which is actually Britain. Everybody look to Britain to lead the world. A country like Britain cannot lead the world with so many poor people languishing in poverty and suffering the cost of living crisis. This is the old point. We talk about culture as a component of progress, as a component of economy. And as we do, we realize that we need to revisit our cultural roots and harvest all the wealth, all the riches. And this and nothing else means we need to change the way we think about people. We need to value people more than valuing things. And therefore, continuing on the plane of this discourse, in 2010, 82.5% of the United Kingdom population was internet users. The highest proportion amongst the 20 countries with the largest total population of users in that year. Impressive statistics in terms of development, appalling statistics in terms of culture. And culture means valuing humanity. And even a rich country, a powerful country like the United Kingdom, can still exhibit the majority of the population living in this country, living in poverty, suffering cost of living. This is a country bereft of any cultural hygiene, any cultural providence, any prospect of cultural excellence. Talk about symbols. The United Kingdom, the Channel Islands, and the Islands of Man. Union Jack flag in London. The flag of the United Kingdom is the Union flag, also referred to as the Union Jack. It was created in 1606 by the superimposition of the flag of England representing St. George on the flag of Scotland representing St. Andrew, and was updated in 1808 with the addition of St. Patrick's flag. The infrastructure of the national symbol. Wales is not represented in the Union flag, as Wales had been conquered and annexed to England prior to the formation of the United Kingdom. There is a possibility of redesigning the Union flag to include representation of Wales as not being completely ruled out. The national anthem of the United Kingdom is God Save the King, with King replaced with Queen in the lyrics whenever the monarch is a woman. Britannia is a national personification of the United Kingdom. Britannia is a national personification of the United Kingdom, originating from Roman Britain. Britain is symbolized as a young woman with brown or golden hair wearing a Corinthian helmet and white robes. She holds Poseidon's three-pronged trident and a shield bearing the Union flag. Beside the lion and the unicorn and the dragon of the heraldry, the bulldog is an iconic myth animal and commonly represented with the Union Jack. It has been associated with Winston Churchill's defiance of Nazi Germany And now rare personification is a character originating in the 18th century. John Bull, a portly country gentleman dressed in a top hat and tailcoat with a Union Jack waistcoat, often accompanied by a bulldog. The floral emblems of the three kingdoms are the Tudor rose for England, the thistle for Scotland, and the Sir Sam and the Shamrock for Northern Ireland. They are sometimes shown intertwined to represent unity. The daffodil and the leek are the symbols of Wales. Alternatives include the royal oak for England and the flax flower for Northern Ireland. Sport of the United Kingdom, Wembley Stadium, London, home of the England national football team, is the fifth most expensive stadium ever built. The Millennium Stadium of Cardiff opened for the 1999 Rugby World Cup. Association of Football, Tennis, Table Tennis, Badminton, Rugby Union, Rugby League, Rugby 7, Golf, Boxing, Netball, Water Polo, Field Hockey, Billiards, Cards, Darts, Rolling, Rounders, and Cricket originated or were substantially developed in UK in the rules and the codes of the many modern sport invented and codified in late 19th century Victorian Britain. In 2012, the president of the ROC, Jacques Rogge, stated, "This great sports-loving country is widely recognized as the birthplace of modern sport. It was here that the concepts of sportsmanship and fair play were first codified into clear rules and relations. It was here that sport was included as an educational tool in the school curriculum. A 2003 poll found that football is the most popular sport in the United Kingdom. England is recognized by FIFA as the birthplace of the club football, and the Football Association is the oldest of its kind, with the rules of football first drafted in 1863 by Ebenezer Cobb Morley. Each of the home nations are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland as its own football association, national team, and league system, and each is individually a governing member of the International Football Association board along FIFA. The English top division, the Premier League, is the most watched football league in the world. The first international football match was contested by England and Scotland on the 30th November 1872. England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland usually compete as separate countries in international competition. In 2003, rugby union was ranked the second most popular sport in the UK. The sport was created in Rugby School, Warwickshire, and the first Rugby International took place on the 26th March 1771 between England and Scotland. England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, France, and Italy compete in the Six Nations Championship, which is the premier international rugby union tournament in the Northern Hemisphere. Sports governing bodies in England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, or Guineas, organize and regulate the game separately. Every 4 years, the home nations make a combined team known as the British and Irish Lions and tours Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Cricket was invented in England, and its laws were established by the Marylebone Cricket Club in 1788. The England cricket team controlled by the England and Wales Cricket Board, and the Ireland cricket team controlled by Cricket Ireland are the only national teams in the United Kingdom with test status. Team members are drawn from the main county side and include English and Welsh players. Cricket is distinct from football and rugby, where Wales and England field separate national teams, although Wales has fielded its own national cricket team in the past. Scottish players are played for England because Scotland cricket team does not have test status and have only recently started to play in one-day internationals. Scotland, England, and Wales and Ireland, including Northern Ireland, have competed at the Cricket World Cup, which England won in 2019. There is a professional league championship that consists of clubs representing 17 English counties on one Welsh county. Wimbledon, the oldest Grand Slam tennis tournament, is held in Wimbledon, London every June and July. The modern game of tennis originated in Birmingham, England in the 1860s before spreading around the world. The world's oldest tennis tournament, the Wimbledon Championship, was first held in 1877 and today takes place over 2 weeks in late June and early July. The UK is closely associated with motorsport. Many teams and drivers in Formula 1, F1 are based in the UK, and the country has won more drivers and constructors titles in the F1 World Championship than any other. The UK hosted the first F1 Grand Prix in 1950 at Silverstone, where the British Grand Prix is held each year in July. The word Lewis Hamilton, the first black man to drive at the best, in my opinion, in the world, that name springs to mind. The pride of England, the pride of Britain, the pride of black people, and the pride of white people. Nothing could possibly go wrong until we begin to look at the problem of the cost of living crisis. We still observe the glory that Britain we celebrate the best of the best, and also we grimaced to see people languishing in poverty, people suffering the cost of living. This matter of the cost of living is not about to go anywhere anytime soon, because this is created by a bad government policy, which we have looked at. We will continue to look and examine at every opportunity. It's a sign of the time. It is going to take place all over the globe. It is taking place all over the globe. It is fallen upon us. It has fallen upon us, this generation, to bring this change, this cultural change, this cultural economic change, this new cultural economic change, the valuing of humanity over other aspects of life. This is the missing link, which we now, as modern nations, we now have the opportunity to examine our lives, our statuses, our understanding, our priorities. It is now time for us to look at what is the cultural status of our nations, valuing humanity first and valuing all else next. Then we will begin the process of healing, of peace building, of eradicating poverty in the developing countries, in the black and in the white countries. We need peace now. The cost of living is evidence of violence, evidence of cultural failure, evidence of a country in disgrace, and the sooner it disappears by the restoration of the public sector and the public service in the United Kingdom and across the globe, the better. The better these changes are done, and like we did Brexit was done, and now we need to do the change, the cultural change needs to be done as well, to bring the change, to bring the peace, to bring the prosperity, to shame the devil, and celebrate the world, celebrate the country known as the United Kingdom. At St Andrews, Scotland, the home of golf, the standard 18-hole golf course was created at St Andrews in 1964. Golf is the sixth most popular sport by participation in the United Kingdom. Although the Royal and Ancient Golf Club of St Andrews in Scotland is the sport's home course, the world's oldest golf course is in fact Masonburg Links Golf Course. In 1764, the standard 18-hole golf course was created at St Andrews when members modified the course from 22 to 18 holes. The British Open, the oldest golf tournament in the world and the first major championship in golf, is played annually on the weekend of the third Friday in July. Rugby league originated in Huddersfield, West Yorkshire in 1895 and is generally played in Northern England. A single Great Britain Lions team competed in the Rugby League World Cup and Test match games before 2008, when England and Scotland and Ireland began to compete as separate league nations. Great Britain is still retained as a full national team. Super League. Super League is the highest level of professional rugby league in the United Kingdom and Europe. It consists of 11 teams from Northern England and one each from London, Wales, and France. The Queensberry Rules, the Code of General Rules in boxing, was named after John Douglas, 9th Marquis of Queensberry in 1867, and formed the basis of modern boxing. Snooker is another of the UK's popular sporting exports, with the World Championship held annually in Sheffield. Gaelic football and hurling are popular team sports in Northern Ireland in terms of participation and spectatorship, and both are played by Irish expatriates in the United Kingdom and the United States. Shinty or Camanachd is popular in the Scottish Islands. Island games are held in spring and summer in Scotland, celebrating Scottish and Celtic culture and heritage, especially that of the Scottish Islands. the United Kingdom hosted the Summer Olympic Games in 1948 and 2012, with London acting as the host city on all three occasions. Birmingham hosted the 2022 Commonwealth Games, the 7th time the UK has hosted the Commonwealth Games. What could possibly go wrong? We have seen Britain. We have seen a country which led the globe, produce colonialism, produce imperialism, such as never seen in modern time. We saw a Britain which actually is leading in capitalism, in the global financing of the estate of finance of the globe, London being a leading city. We saw London, we saw the UK, England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, with the United Kingdom. The country leading now in Europe, within the European Union. Even with Brexit, when Britain left Europe, the United Kingdom is still a leader. Europe is a leader in the globe, is the leader. Without the UK, the world cannot stand to perform the way it does. It is actually the root and branch of the global economic system. If there want to be peace in the United Kingdom and across the globe, then the genesis of such a peace should occur in the United Kingdom. And so I speak of developmental economy, the new global economy. I also speak of the new cultural economy. Cultural economy, in my opinion, is the driver, is the key to world peace. In the face of global wealth and power, we have seen the cost of living crisis, which has actually menaced societies, including Britain, strongest, the most glorious, one of the most wealthiest on earth. We still see the ravages of poverty impacting on the majority of the British people. And the time is now to change and learn the culture, the peace, the valuing humanity, and the idea of educating. The cost of living is a crisis which is actually a sign of the times. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel if you have watched this far. Share with family and friends if you have watched this far. Ring the notification bell for more. We have just completed looking at the United Kingdom in terms of the cost of living crisis, the basis of the study of this dispensation is to understand the genesis of cost of living and actually acclimatize ourselves with the problem, with the ideas surrounding poverty and how it is created, while the public sector is at the core of the causes when it shut down and depleting or destroying the public sector. So now the public services, and now we are placing a call on the government of the UK, of the United Kingdom, and the world to reinstate the public sector in order to provide public services needed to eradicate incidences of poverty, including the cost of living crisis. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.